Hello. I hope you're having a really good day. Today we're going to talk about some very interesting stuff in my opinion. First of all, we're going to see how the FA Cup results affect the Premier League schedule and the FPL, considering the teams that are for sure playing in Game Week 9 and some teams that might not play and some fixtures that may not happen. Uh, then we're going to finish it up with a wildcard draft. I believe it's going to be a little bit of a different wildcard that you've seen already being posted by other content creators, because I'm going to do it live and I'm going to show my reasoning behind every pick that I select and why it's there and why I'm not picking most probably the more popular players each time. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. Subscribe to the channel, leave down a comment down below if you believe that wildcard is good, like the video, and I hope you just have fun. Now let's go to the FA Cup fixtures for today. So we're going to take a look at the Prem fixtures. So it was Everton-Wootton. It's 1-2 to Wootton. So Wootton are progressing to the 5th round, which is going to take a part in a midweek, so that does not mean that they are going to miss Game Week 9 for sure, but it may lead to that. But yeah, that's the thing that I messed up yesterday. I believe that the 5th round was in Game Week 29, but it's not. It's the 6th round or the quarterfinals that are in Game Week 29. But that means for sure we have some fixtures already for Game Week 29, and we're going to take a look in a bit for that. Then it was Sheffield Brighton 2-5. Brighton scored 2 penalties, 2 pretty good goals, 3 pretty good goals apart from the penalties. They conceded some cheap goals. João Pedro continued to score penalties. I believe he's a pretty good pick and I would for sure consider him for my draft. And yeah, Brighton played really well up to the next round. And Newcastle Fulham, it ended 2-0 to Newcastle. Fulham were, in my opinion, the better side. I watched the whole game, but they weren't clinical and Newcastle took their chances. It was a scrappy goal by Longstaff and then another scrappy goal by Burn, but regardless, they continue to the 5th round. Now let's go and see what does mean for the Game Week 29. Okay, I'm going. Okay, those are the fixtures. Let's put some thing here. We're going to circle in red all the teams that are progressing to round number 5, so the last 16 teams. So those two teams for sure are progressing. Newcastle is for sure, Luton is for sure, and Bournemouth is for sure. Now in green we're going to put the teams that are for sure out of the tournament. So Arsenal are out, Burnley are out, Brentford are out, Palace are out, Everton are out, Fulham are out, Spurs, Sheffield, and West Ham. And now in orange we're going to put the teams that are yet still to play or are going to have a replay. So let's move that back. How can I return? Yeah, because I drew it pretty ugly. So this team have a replay. Liverpool haven't played yet, United haven't played yet, Villa are having a replay, and Wolves haven't played yet. So tomorrow Wolves, United and Liverpool could progress and this can become another cover. But yeah, so for Game Week 29 we for sure will have Burnley Brentford, that is for sure, Fulham Spurs, okay, and for sure we're going to have one of those fixtures, so I'm going to put it in a circle. So one of those for sure. So we can for sure invest in players from Burnley, Brentford, Fulham and Spurs very comfortably on our wildcard, because they are going to have no blanks up until the Game Week 29, apart from Game Week 35, of course, with 26 with Spurs blanking then. But for sure, as we can see from here, if you use your free hit in 26, then Spurs are going to play most probably up until 34 their whole fixture. So picking up players from Spurs is going to be a good thing on a wildcard. We're going to talk a little bit about that in the next section and how I see the draft. Regardless of that, other games that in my opinion aren't going to. So for me, this game here, I'll put it in red line. I believe this game is not happening for sure because both of those teams are going through, and the chance of them, at least one of them, proceeding to the next round is pretty big. Newcastle, we have to see. Another game that is most probably not going to happen is Wolves Bournemouth, but we have to take that into contention. A game that may happen, it's I believe Liverpool will progress after a game against Norwich, and then we have to see who they're playing. So yeah, I'm not going to put those things here. So we already have 2 games confirmed for that game week, and we have one more for sure, like Aston Villa and Chelsea play against each other, and one of those teams will go out. So on the replay between game week 23 and 24, I believe it's going to be the replay. We will have who is out, so we can put that there. If United go out tomorrow or on Monday when they play tomorrow, we can put that as another fixture. And if Liverpool go out, Liverpool Everton will come hand. But yeah, for now, Burnley, Brentford for sure are going to not have a blank up until game week 34 for sure. Burnley, Fulham are not having a blank, and Spurs. So Brentford is a pretty interesting side because they have a double up and they do not have a blank. Even though their fixture run is bad, we may need to fit a player from them. But yeah, okay, so that's the schedule. For now, we have 2 confirmed games. Let's now go to the wildcard selection. So we go here, we remove everyone. I mean, basically everyone. No one is safe from here. And we're going to take a look at how I'm going to address this. So let's open a fixture difficulty rating here, just to have the fixtures. So teams with good fixtures: Brighton for sure up until game week 28. 29 they may have a blank, but 28, okay, that's a good run, so we may consider some players from them. Fulham are having an okay fixture run, even though their fixtures aren't looking solid, but they will have for sure a game in game week 29. So Fulham are playing. City have an amazing run of fixtures, so we will be picking players from them. United, they won't have a blank. Spurs are having an okay fixture run. So okay, let's start. The first thing that I want to do for sure is pick up a solid captain option for the double ups, and for now it's going to be Erling Haaland. I know he's not confirmed to be playing against Burnley. Personally, I don't really care if I'm using the wild card now, if he's playing or not in game week 22, because I need him for the future. They are going to play a double up in game week 25 and then an away fixture to Bournemouth. So picking Manchester City player here is very important, at least in my opinion. So I'm not risking to go without Haaland on my wild card. Another team that is going to have a most probably a very good blank is someone from Liverpool, and I have a cheeky pick here. Apart from Trent, I believe Trent should be integral for every side right now, and I will return back Trent, so he's basically my most expensive players. The player from Liverpool that I want to put in is none other than Darwin Núñez. I have my reasoning behind that. He has been pretty lethal in front of goal, like he scored 2 goals here, 1 here, made an assist against Newcastle. He has been starting in the Prem. The expected goals involvement are pretty big, so he's putting the numbers. And now if he starts getting into form, I know it's a little bit tricky, but a double up here in game week 25th or 24th, it's not confirmed yet. I believe it's a pretty solid shout out for him to go in. Then a Forest game away, I believe without Salah, and without Salah's fitness, they will need the magic from Darwin. Jota is another great pick, but it's pretty much easier to pick a forward line. I'm pretty deliberating to just put him here, yeah. Or I should wait to see the other strikers. Okay, I'll put him for now, and then we'll start seeing if Jota is the better option, because Jota, if we see here, Diogo, he has been pretty integral in the last couple of games as well, but he has played way less time than him, and maybe his minutes are going to be rested, and he's maybe going to be just kept safe. I don't know, but he is pretty lethal when he's on the field, and I would consider him as well. So it's going to be either Darwin or Diogo. I'm considering Darwin out because we may have a better striker partnership here that should go in, and we may need a player from specific teams. Like Aston Villa for sure are having a good fixture run, and with the Duran injury and with some other shenanigans, maybe Watkins is a great option, but I may not have enough space for Watkins. Like Watkins is 9 million compared to... Okay, let's make a decision now. Diogo or Darwin? Diogo is then a great pivot to Salah because you can just sell him, while if you sell Darwin, you need the money. So yeah, I'm picking Diogo Jota. I know it's a little bit diabolical to say that Darwin may lead Liverpool and then just pick Diogo, but I believe there is a greater striker option here that can lead you to better returns, and unsurprisingly that's Ivan Toney. I know that says a lot for a player that has just come back to the Prem and scored a cheat goal when he moved the ball a little bit, but for me, with a double up here, no matter if it's against City or Liverpool, their defense against Brentford has never been ideal. Like when they played Liverpool, yeah, they did not score here, and they haven't played against City yet. But in my opinion, Ivan Toney is just too good of a player not to own if you are on a wild card right now, especially with a double up, then especially with a game in 26, and for sure they're playing in 29, so you're picking him for the next 8 game weeks. I know it's not a good run, a good run starts after game week 33, but for me, going without Ivan Toney now, it's not risky or stupid, but it's just not necessary, and for me, picking Ivan Toney is a great option. The next thing that I'm going to do is just pick Joao Pedro for now, because they have such a good fixture run. Like Wootton, Palace, Sheffield, Everton, Fulham, Forest, those teams are conceding his own penalties. He keeps scoring. I know he hasn't scored in a bit, and Brighton has 2-0-0 matches, but here he scored 2. Yeah, he misses sometimes, but come on, for me, for a 5.5, you cannot go wrong here. Maybe Mateus Cunha is an option, but I just like Joao Pedro more and he's cheaper. Okay, we now have our front line, so we're going to play 3-4-3. Let's be real. And I believe it's time to address the midfield because it's way more important than the forward line. And for me, one guy that I will be returning from my previous team is Cole Palmer. For me, Cole Palmer being on penalties, can play as a shadow striker, can play as a striker, can play as a right attacking mid, can play as a center attacking mid. I believe he is a very good player and he has been in pretty good form. He keeps scoring. I know it's a fixture against Liverpool, but then it's a possible double up. They are playing against Spurs in 26, so yeah, it's a Spurs, but he's on penalties, and last time they beat Spurs pretty badly, and with the form they're picking up, I wouldn't go without a Cole Palmer type of player. Yeah, we still have 52 million, so that's good. I believe I need a second City player because of the thing that they're playing in. So playing in 26, it's not something that I look forward because I'm going to use a free hit if I'm using the wildcard now, or if I manage to sell enough players, maybe do not use it because for now I have only 3 players. I will add for sure a fourth, but maybe I can sell one of them for 26 like Jota, and then just play with my bench because I'm using the wildcard and I will be having players that are playing. But let's see how it goes. So I'm worried that I'm going without a Villa attacker here, and I would like to go for a penalty taker because they're important and they're scoring, and I'm going for the Gw22. I know this seems silly because I do not own yet an Arsenal player, Tottenham player, and a second City player. So that's the way I'm struggling with that, like going without a Villa player, and I'm not owning a Newcastle player, by the way. Luton, Forest, Bournemouth. I mean, come on, this is pretty tricky. so I may need to sacrifice Diogo Jota, but he has such a good double up, and they will be playing, but maybe Salah is back up until then. It's pretty tricky. Like Arsenal do not have a forward, Spurs do not have, City are not going to have other than Haaland. Like Villa, yeah, okay, they have Watkins, but should I sell Tony, who is having a double up? But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Arsenal are having Forest, West Ham, Burnley, Sheffield. Teams that they cause problems, but yeah, I'm going without an Arsenal player here. I'm going to risk it on my wild card. You hear it first here. I'm going without Bowen as well. And next up, I need to decide if I'm going with a pretty much a nailed player for Spurs or take the risk. And if I'm being honest, I'm taking the risk. I will be going with Maddison on the wild card right now. And that means that I will be going without Pedro Porro, because I believe Maddison is going to be back pretty soon up to fitness, at least for Everton. I know I'm risking a lot with two players that are not confirmed to be coming back from injuries. Like Jota is not sure, but the other players are like nailed, so I'm not pretty worried. And yeah, you can always bench someone like Douglas Luiz, who is having a game against Newcastle. Okay, I can bench him, or João Pedro when he plays like Spurs, even though he scored several times against Spurs. But yeah, you can always find an option to be safe here if you have to pick. So yeah, it's going to be a headache which player I'm going to bench. But that's a better headache to have than not to have. Like injuries happen, like Haaland is not for sure, Maddison isn't sure right now, but I need players for the double up. And the last player that I'm going to pick, I know it's a little bit strange to say, but I'm picking Gordon. Like Newcastle tend to score some goals, and with that fixture run, I'm not missing it. Bournemouth at home, Forest away, Wootton at home. I believe they're scoring some goals, and after that is that run. I know they can blank in 29, but up until then there is a lot of things to happen, and we still have only 4 players that are having a double up in game week 25 or 4th. And let's be honest, I'm not picking a Chelsea defender. I don't like how they are defending at the minute, and I don't see a reason to do so. Maybe I'll be picking a Spurs defender, but I won't surprise anyone if I am going to go with Vicario. I know he's expensive, and I know this is risky, but he's the only guy that is going to be playing for sure in both of the fixtures against Wolves and Chelsea most probably. And then I can pick a goalkeeper with a good game week 26 fixture when he's blanking, like a goalkeeper from, so who is no expensive, Dean Henderson. What is his price? 4.4, so that's a lot. I'll be going with Areola most probably, 4.2. Let's be honest, so Vicario will be playing in almost all of those fixtures. Like it's a pretty good run of fixtures. And then in game week 29, I know it's Areola against Brentford and I have a Tony in my squad, but I will be picking him up before him. So Vicario and Areola are my goalkeeper pairing. That leads me to no need of a Spurs defender right now. I do not pick Porro right now because Maddison is going to take all of the set pieces, and Porro's appeal, like Porro made up until game week 11, Porro had 2 assists only, which is nothing to be proud of, and most of the assists came after that. You can see, well, Maddison was pretty good on set pieces. I know we're spending a lot of money on Vicario, but this way we can just sell Jota for game week 25 or 26 and just bench the other at Arnold, Maddison and Palmer and just play in a 4-3-3. So we're going to pick players based on that. Everton in game week 26 are playing Brighton, so that's not good. Burnley, so the player that I will be picking is Stupinian. I know they bought a player that is going to be a replacement for Stupinian or something like that, but I don't see Stupinian stepping down pretty soon. Next up, it's our cheap defender. Let's go to all players but pick defenders, and let's go to the cheapest possible. So like Brentwaite is an option just for a cover up. Lascelles, no. Gustura, no. He should be. Van Heken, no. Charlie Taylor. Burnley are playing Crystal Palace. So Taylor maybe an option. Like he has missed that fixture, but he's soon to be back. So yeah, I will be picking. No, let's be real. I am picking Brentwaite. So this is the defender that I'm going for. Like pretty solid defender. And he has been playing like almost all the fixtures apart from one, but I believe that was due to suspension. Yes, that was his 5th yellow card. And now we have to pick defenders from the teams. I won't be going without an Arsenal player, and for sure I want to get Gabriel. Right now I know he is injured, but I believe he is going to be playing. We have our Arsenal cover up. Like he has been scoring in the last couple of fixtures several goals, and Arsenal are going to start keeping some clean sheets, like against Forest, against Burnley, against Sheffield, maybe against Newcastle. That is going to be solid. And the final guy here that we are going to pick, Crystal Palace defender. Is it good to go? Like Sheffield, Everton, Burnley. Yeah, a Crystal Palace defender, and that's going to be Gay is injured or not? Yeah, Mark Gay going to be our player. So yeah, we have money to go from Jota to almost Salah, or even to Salah. So yeah, we can go to Salah by selling Jota. So that's a relief. And here you have it, guys. The only issue with this is I do not have another City player, so that's a little bit risky. But can we just sell Maddison and get like Foden? What's his price? 8 million. So we can go for Foden instead of Maddison and have just a sure second City player up until he returns. But then when KDB returns, we're going to have some issues there. But picking only Haaland here, like Walker, what is his price? 5.4. This is a lot. And I mean a lot. But he has been playing a lot of minutes, like he hasn't missed a game. So maybe I will go for Walker, just to have a City defender, and most probably he's playing. But is it John Stones playing or Walker? Because Stones is back. Should I risk it or should I not? If I go for Walker, I'm losing 1 million, so then I need to find 1 million before bringing in Salah, most probably for Gameweek 27 or something like that. Tricky decisions. Like most of the time, the Swiss isn't going to be playing. So yeah, I can save money from here. If Lewis is not playing, I will go to a midfielder for the price range of as cheap as possible. So Makachi is my guy. He is playing some minutes. Like here he didn't play, but I believe he was just out with an injury. Yeah, Makachi is a guy that can cover up for Kluivert, but Kluivert is not someone who is playing regularly. Semenyo is not a midfielder. Caicedo, no, I'm not blocking my space. Miley is sure to be playing for sure. Like they do not have Joelinton, but no. Obi Maino, but he's a holding DM. Yeah, I'm picking Makachi, and I'm selling Gay and getting Walker. This way I have a City defender for the double up. I have enough money to go from Jota to Salah if it's needed. I have enough money to go to anyone basically in that game. I have players that are playing. I know like the team is going to be Vicario and Go, Estupinian, Trent, and this week is going to be who is it going to be? Most probably Walker. like Burnley at home. Yeah, for sure, Walker, Gabriel first bench. Then it's Jota, Madison, Palmer, Gordon, Haaland, Tony, Pedro. And I'll have Makachev second and Brent Waite third bench option and Ariel on the bench. I believe that's a pretty strong wild card. I want to hear your opinion. I know that I've been deliberating a lot. I know that I do not own a Villa player, but we cannot own them all. And with this lineup, we are focusing on the double ups. Like we have 2 City, 2 Liverpool, 2 Spurs, 1 Chelsea and 1 Brentford. Like most of the teams that are doubling up, and we have City and Brentford who are still playing in Gameweek 26. So I believe that's a good wild card. I don't know if you agree. Please comment down below. I believe that this team can do damage, and I believe that it's going to be a good way to rank up some points. But yeah, it's up to you guys to decide if this wildcard is worth it. If you want to maybe comment something about it, let's find a solution regardless. Regarding some of your questions, I know Vicario is an expensive pick here and you can go cheaper, but I believe this is a way to go, to have a Spurs player in defense that we can then sell and have just fun. Stupian, Arnold and Walker can cover up for most of the games. Gabriel will be first bench. I know it's hard to miss on his points, but most of the attackers may not even play. So yeah, Haaland will be captain, and the vice captaincy will go to... who are they playing? Like Spurs. I'm most probably going to put the vice captaincy on Joao Pedro, if I'm you. So yeah, I believe that's a pretty good side. I know Arsenal are missing. I know I don't have a second City attacker. I don't own any from Aston Villa. I know all those things, but yeah, it's the tough choices that we have to make, and I believe I made the right choices right now. I hope you agree with me. I hope you will continue supporting me, and I hope to see you very, very soon. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.